All right, guys, so we are going to very quickly review multiplying and dividing fractions in a WKU. So in this first problem right here, we have a fraction with a multiplication symbol. We know a dot means to multiply, and we know to multiply fractions, we do top times top, bottom times bottom. That 7 needs to be a fraction as well, so we are going to put it over 1 because whole numbers go over 1. And then I just multiply across. So 3 times 7 is 21. 5 times 1 is 5. Now, notice this is improper. So technically, we could cowboy and horse, and that would turn that into a decimal because 5 does not go into 21 perfectly. But for the sake of the video, I am going to just stop right there because top times top, bottom times bottom. So in our next fractions, we have two fractions, but this time we are dividing them. So this is a keep, change, flip. So we keep the first fraction, and remember, go ahead and rewrite your whole problem. We change division to multiplication, and then we are going to flip that second fraction. So 3 over 1. So now these two pieces are equivalent. They could both be solved to get the same thing. Now that we are multiplying, we do top times top, bottom times bottom, and 4 times 3 is 12, 17 times 1 is 17. This is a regular fraction, it's not improper, and we also cannot simplify that because I can't skip count by anything to get me 12 and 17. So that would be my final answer there. And then let's look at this word problem. In Austin, Texas, 8 bats ate 40 grams of insects in one night. At this rate, how many grams of insects could 64 bats eat in one night? So 8 bats eat 40 grams. If there were 64 bats, they want to know how many grams could they eat. So this is a WKU. We have 1, 2, 3 numbers, and then we are talking about bats and grams. So that would be our words. So WKU, we are going to set that up. We need blank equals blank equals blank. Now, some of us know WKU, but you have forgotten what the letters are. W is words. So what are the words that we are talking about in this situation? So let's go back to right here. What two things were we talking about? We were talking about bats and grams. So again, the W is words. So bats would be my first word and grams would be my second word. So that's why it's W, because it's words. Okay? And then the two numbers in the same sentence go together. We have also kind of been struggling on this. The 8 and the 40 are next to each other, so they go next to each other in the middle. That's the K. We know that 8 bats ate 40 grams. We know that's the K. So 8 what? Bats. So the 8 has to go with bats. They match. And then 40 grams, that also matches. So again, 8 bats, 40 grams, and those go together because they were in the same part of the sentence. Now, oh, looky here, what's all by itself? 64 bats. Again, it's by itself, so it goes in the U, the unknown, the question. So 64, again, has to go with bats. So is it going to go on top with bats or bottom with grams? It's going to go with bats because it says 64 bats, so it goes on top, 64, and then we solve. And remember, to solve, we circle, and what we circle, we multiply. So we are doing 64 times 40. 64 times 40, okay? That gives me 0 and 0. Mark it out, smiley. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Add 0, 6, 5, 2. So we are not done. Some of us are getting lazy and forgetting. We are not finished. So I am going to divide by 8, and that also tells me that this is the order. So this is divided by 8. Cowboy, horse, okay? So 2, 5, 6, 0 goes inside, 8 goes outside. I need 4 dinner plates. So can 8 go into 2? No. Can 8 go into 24? Yes. 3 times, because that gives me 24. 1, bring it down. Can 8 go into 16? Yes. 2 times, which gives me 16. I am not finished. This is why dinner plates are important. I still have an empty dinner plate. So bring it down. Can 8 go into 0? No. So now I can get rid of this 0. I can't get rid of the back one because I can't turn 320 into 32. So 320, and again we solve for the x, which represents grams. So 320 grams, and that is how we solve a WKU.